Usually you love romantic comedies, but sometimes you just need a really good cry to relieve some stress and make you feel alive. If you're in the mood for a melodramatic movie that you can let it all go to, but you don't really want to be sad for more than 2 hours, then here are 10 Korean films that are guaranteed to bring on the tears, in a goof way. A Werewolf Boy. Starring Song Joong-ki and Park Bo-young. In hopes that fresh air will cure her chronic lung ailment, Soon-yi, Park Bo-young, is suddenly shuttled to the countryside, where she quickly discovers there's a lot to adjust to in their new house and surroundings, namely, a wild boy named Chul-soo, Song Joong-ki, who lives in the barn. Though initially believed to simply be an orphan lacking social skills, Chul-soo begins to develop feelings for Soon-yi, eventually leading to a love triangle that exposes the truth behind the werewolf boy. A Moment to Remember. Starring Young Woo-sung and Sun Ye-jin. 27-year-old Kim Soo-jin, Sun Ye-jin, buys a can of soda, but inexplicably leaves it behind and accuses a stranger named Choi Chul-soo, Young Woo-sung, of stealing her purchase. When Soo-jin and Chul-soo run into each other again, they discover a mutual attraction for one another, which eventually leads to a happy marriage. But when Soo-jin becomes increasingly forgetful, the couple discovers that what was once considered their quirky meet-cute turns out to be an early sign of Alzheimer's disease. Lump of Sugar. Starring Im Soo-young and Yoo Oh-sung. Seon, Lim Soo-young, an aspiring horse jockey, has been best friends with her favorite horse Chung-dong ever since she was a child, leaving her devastated when her kindred spirit is sold to another ranch. As fate would have it, Seon and Chung-dong are reunited a few years later, and they waste no time in galloping towards their dream of forging a legendary partnership. Tough as Iron. Starring Yoo Ah-in and Young Yoo-mi. Pushed against a wall of debt and misfortune, Gang Chul, Yoo Ah-in, joins a gang in order to make ends meet and pay his mother's medical bills. Gang Chul can put his morals aside for the sake of his mother's health, until he begins to fall for Soo-ji, Young Yoo-mi, a girl who is in Busan alone on a trip. Can Soo-ji accept his lifestyle, or will Gang Chul have to choose between love and money? Late Autumn. Starring Tang Wei and Hyun Bin. Convicted of her husband's murder, Anna Chen, Tang Wei, is briefly released to attend her mother's funeral after 7 years of imprisonment. On the outset of her lonely journey, Hyun Bin, a charming Korean gigolo, sweet-talks Anna into lending him the $30 bus fare to Seattle, unknowingly setting into motion 3 days of passionate romance between two lost souls. Celeb&Drama. Starring Park Jun-hyung and Yoon Yo-young. A stubborn and ill-tempered old man, Park Jun-hyung, begins to change when he falls for Jumnim, Yoon Yo-young, a sweet lady that runs a flower shop with her daughter. The only problem is, Jumnim's daughter, Han Ji-min, is dead set against her mother's potential new relationship. Can the two overcome the obstacles around them and find another chance? Always. Starring So Ji-sub and Han Hyo-ju. Synopsis. Jang Hyal-min, So Ji-sub, is an ex-boxer whose shady past leads him to a job as a parking lot attendant. Sensing kindness in this lone wolf, Ha Young-hwa, Han Hyo-ju, a blind yet cheery woman, immediately takes a liking to Hyal-min. But unbeknownst to Young-hwa, the two share a tragic connection, causing Hyal-min to push her away. After a dramatic reconciliation, the two embark on a romance, but is lasting happiness possible between darkness and light? The Classic. Starring Son Ye-jin and Jo In-sung, and Cho Seung-woo. Heartbroken and alone, one woman fills her time looking into her mother's time-capsuled love story. Harmony. starring Kim Yoon-jin and Na Moon-hee. Synopsis. After killing her abusive husband, Hong Jang-hae, Kim Yeon-jin is sentenced to 10 years in prison, and as if that weren't bad enough, she's pregnant. Upon arrival, Jang-hae gives birth behind bars, but must surrender her baby to an adoptive family in accordance with the law. Finding solace in an unlikely passion project, Jang-hae and an inmate on death row set out to start a church choir. Touched by her determination, the prison chief promises to grant Jang-hae one day with her son if she succeeds. Pure Love. Starring EXO's D.O. and Kim So-hyun. When a radio DJ receives a letter from a listener, he instantly recognizes the handwriting as that of his first love, Young-sook, Kim So-hyun. Instantly, their great summer of love floods back in a sweet rush of nostalgia, nearly 23 years after their last meeting. If love can transcend time, can Bum-sil, Do Kyung-soo, and Suok reconnect over the airwaves?